My name is Conrad, and how are you, buddy? Today is Tuesday, April 26, 2022, the year of our Lord. It's approximately 10 in the morning Central Time. So, if you're following along at home and you needed to know what time it was when this happened, now you know. So, I don't know. How you feeling, everybody? How's your Tuesday going? Getting things done? I got to go to, I think I'm going to Camping World, or I might even go to Gander Mountain, if that's still open. I might even do that. I'm shopping for a commercial cooler, um, commercial grade cooler. I want a powered cooler. Um, they make them. They're very expensive. Um, but I just say money's no object. That's what I say. So, I'm gonna get the right one, and I've done a lot of research on it, and I don't know if it's the right decision, but it's the decision's been made. And Shannon and I are gonna run in and try to find one. So that's today's big adventure, Pee Wee's big adventure. The big news of the day for the taco truck is we finally got our website. It's only been a year that we've been running, and basically everything's been. We like Facebook so bad because everybody has it, and we understand that on Facebook people that are still there are eventually going to be turned into digital people and be in the metaverse, and it just seemed like a more sustainable place to run our business. So we always send people to our Facebook or Instagram to get a hold of us, but I guess when you're running a successful taco truck business, people are put off by the fact that you don't have a website. So we do now, and you're not going to really find any information that's any different than what you found on Facebook for the past year, but it's nice. My wife did it all. I did nothing. She did every bit of it, and it looks great. And so, if you want to go check out the store or see the nice things she said about us, just feel free to go to oktacocompany.com and poke your head around there. There's going to be links to the show. One thing that she is going to add is a link to Diamond CBD, which is kind enough to support the show. So if you guys want some CBD, there'll be a link on this episode if you download it through iTunes or through our Patreon for you to click through, and then there's a little code there to get 50% off all your CBD stuff. And they got stuff for everybody, dude. They got Delta 8, they got Delta 10. They got something called THCV, which I guess makes you lose weight. It's a gummy that you take and then you don't want to eat real food anymore. So if you up until now have been eating real food and you want to stop, apparently you take this gummy and instead of giving you the munchies, it takes it away. And they got other kinds of stuff there too. They got some sort of stuff for your sex drive, whether you're a male or a female or you identify as a male or a female. Pick whatever gummy you want, dude. They got gummies for everything. So um, feel free to look around there and build yourself a cart of goodies and send it to yourself. Do it for Memorial Day or Labor Day or something. Get a package of stuff that's going to make you float around. So click through the link that'll be in the description of the show when I post it after we get done here. This is yesterday's stuff, but I don't know. You know, I've been running every day. Not figuratively, but literally. I made a commitment last year that I'd already been running a few times a week, but then I was like, screw it. I can at least do a mile every day. And so um I usually do a couple miles. If I have the time, I'll do a little bit more. And some days I don't feel that good. I don't feel like running, and so it takes me a while. Sometimes it takes me 10 minutes or so to run just a mile, and I don't care. Nobody's timing me. There's not like I'm not in a race or anything. But one of the issues I'm having is um I love coffee. You know, I drink coffee every day in the morning. Is when that's when I choose to drink it, and a lot of people do. So that's not that unheard of. It's pretty popular. And the issue is it can keep you regular. And I'm talking about bathroom regular. It can keep you regular, and that's nice. But what's been happening is my body now expects me to go out there and jog around. And so when I get up at about 6:30, I start drinking my coffee and, hugging on the kids and talking to them about their day and, eating breakfast if the day allows it. And then I go out and do my run. In the past 2 days, it has been, I get around the block. I have a little route that is about a mile and a half long. So sometimes I'll run it and then turn around and run it again. Is basically what I like to do. But the problem is I've been getting around the corner, and so maybe like half mile, three-quarters of a mile away from my house, and all of a sudden, all of the coffee, whether I drank a pot of coffee or just a couple cups, doesn't really matter. All of the coffee um, properties hit me all at once, and the jostling around of me jogging around or whatever, it all hits me all at once, and I'm stranded in the middle of Oklahoma. And so I have to do a move, and you guys have probably seen runners do this. Runners will stop and stand weirdly, um, like basically, I stand perpendicular to traffic. So I don't want oncoming traffic to see me straight up or traffic that is behind me to see me. I stand um, sideways to the traffic. That way they can't see how hard I am clenching, to try not to explode. And for whatever reason, and the past 2 days has just been, it's just been a urge it is nearly unstoppable. I will say that it is nearly unstoppable urge. And today it got so bad that, you stop and if you see a runner looking at their phone, they're trying not to crap their pants. That's what they're doing. Nobody is texting while they run. You know what I mean? Nobody's exercising and being like, "Oh, um, I better shop right now," and get their phone out and start doing online shopping. They're not. They're looking at their phone, trying to make it seem to the passerbys that they are online shopping, when in fact they're trying not to crap their pants. And so I didn't, you know, like I didn't, but you know, I had to go home basically. And this is both days. So both days I had actually, they're beautiful days out. I only, for whatever reason, when we do a taco truck day or when I go mow, the wind blows 800 miles an hour and, you know, it's awful. But when we're not doing that, the weather is just beautiful and perfect. So the weather was gorgeous. And I was like, I'm going to go run 5 miles today or 7, or who cares? I'm going to go get a long run in. And I've had to stop both days and come back home with basically my head and my, in between my legs. Well, hopefully not, because nobody wants to be in between them at that time. And just barely make it. And it's so bad. Have you ever had it so bad that you can't even sit? You can't even, you're in the bathroom and the movement from standing position to sitting position is unattainable for fear of what could happen. And so that's where I have been the past couple of days, hoping that changes. I'm hoping that changes moving forward. I need some tricks. If you guys have any tricks, a lot of people would say just go to the bathroom before you go run. Oh, really? I hadn't thought of that, you know. Duh. The problem is not that, dude. It's that you go out and you start you're the factory isn't open yet in the morning. You know, you drink coffee, but your factory's still on break if you're just drinking coffee. But when you start the factory and you get out and start jostling around, that's when work starts happening inside your body. So I can't do it before I go. I can do it, but it doesn't change the fact that there's still a factory that's going to be started up once you start running. So it was pretty intense. I think I burned more calories um, holding back the urge than I did running. But either way, you know, a calorie saved is a calorie earned, or whatever they say. Um, so that was my experience the past couple mornings, and luckily it's you know I don't luckily I don't have a big house, so when I get home, if there's people here, they get to experience it with me. You know what I mean? That's fun for the family, and that's one of the real benefits of having a very small house. Is that we're all kind of in it together, basically. I can't recommend it enough. So, anyways, I am on live with the Podbean Live and the Facebook Live and the Twitch and wherever else you find this kind of stuff. So, thank you. You can download it when it's done on iTunes and Spotify, or if you want to support us on Patreon, that's even better. And you get access to a bunch of shows that we don't put on here. You know what I mean? So, funner shows. So consider it helping out. If you want to, it's $5 a month. You know, that'd be nice. And if you want a cool OK Taco hat or shirt, go to the website oktacocompany.com and you know, poke around. Dude, I read this story. I think I saved it. Pull it up. I always find it funny. How do you scroll down on this thing? Sorry, I have my iCloud open, dude. Yeah, here we go. University of Oregon, Pacific Northwest. I've never been up there. The only thing I know about Oregon is there's big trees up there, either sequoias or redwoods, or maybe both. And I am a tree guy. As I get older, I think I appreciate trees more and more. I don't know why. It's something that I think it happens. It might be something that happens just to Caucasian men. Um, I don't know. I haven't talked to a lot of black guys or Latino guys about it. If I ever get invited to one of their meetings, I will bring it up. But I know that when I was young, it seemed like my dad liked trees a lot. And so, like, if somebody would invite us over as like a family to their house for a picnic or something and they had older trees, he would mention it. And I always thought that was strange. Like, who cares, you know, dad? But we would be eating, like, say we went over to somebody's house for a barbecue and they were having baked beans and coleslaw and bratwursts and everybody's happy, and my dad would be standing like, man, that's a good looking tree you got there. And the host would always be like, thanks, you know. Like, what do you say to that? Yeah, I know, you know. I did a pretty good job watching it grow. But as I get older, dude, I it's something sinks in, and you know, I find myself when I'm headed out to Shannon's, he's got just this gorgeous canopy that grows over the dirt road. And, you know, because although Amazon Prime will go out there, it's not that secluded that they'll still go out there, but there's not a lot of semi traffic and there's not a lot of stuff like that. So these trees, there's not a lot of maintenance either by the city. So they don't care either. So these trees have grown through the power lines, nobody cares, and all the way along either side of the roads, and then they grow together, making it just this beautiful tunnel that you get to drive through. And so I love this time of year because all the leaves get back on, and you have this big shade tunnel that you get to drive through, and it's really pretty. I don't own any of it, but I feel like sometimes I feel like it's mine when I'm driving through it. Sometimes I do. And I like to fantasize that it's all mine. The road's mine. The trees are mine. And even if it's not true, it's kind of true because I'm allowed to drive there. So is everybody else, but I'm allowed and I recognize that. So Oregon, they got trees like I said, they got redwoods, I think, and they have sequoia trees, I think, which are really large. I don't know which one's bigger of the two. I was thinking a while back, it's kind of a stupid thought. I don't know if it'd work, but it would be kind of cool. I don't know how long it takes for a redwood tree to grow to full size. I don't know if they grow faster than other trees because it seems like they must because every time I turn on the news, like that whole side of the country seems to be on fire at times. And yet, you still see pictures or pamphlets of stuff where people are trying to get you to come to Oregon or Seattle, Washington, and because, basically nobody wants to be there. It's kind of people forget about it, that it even exists. And so, but they'll send a brochure about their state and it'll have pictures of those trees. So either all the old ones burned up and these new ones are growing faster or what? Maybe they're fertilizing them. I don't know how long it takes for them to grow, but I was thinking if you could put an antenna, like if you were planting redwoods, couldn't you put an antenna on it? And because right now you can reach it, you could reach the top and then just let it grow naturally. And then by the time it gets full size, you would have an antenna on all these tall trees and you could sell the signal to like AT&T or Verizon. It's just kind of like a long-term redwood investment, I think. And it also I think it would incentivize the trees to want to stay healthy because now they have a purpose and not just to make oxygen. Um, they'll have a purpose to be able to give you better cell phone service so you can look at adult videos easier. So it's a sex tree basically. So it's a long-term investment sex tree. Um, but Oregon, they weren't doing that. They weren't planting trees this weekend, buddy. There's a wild party in Oregon near the University of Oregon where Nike was created. The police say it was a complete embarrassment, is what they say. Officers had glass bottles and canned food thrown at them. Here's a can of yams, pig. And they attempted to break up a party that drew as many as 8,000 people to a neighborhood near the University of Oregon on Saturday. That's 1K, buddy. Um, Not a great TV, but a kick-ass party. You go to a 1K party. Eugene Police Chief Chris Skinner, it's a weird name. Was that a Simpsons guy, Mr. Skinner? I think that's a Simpsons guy. Said that the weekend party included underage drinkers, college-age individuals, and their parents. Let's go, Mom. Let's go. Oh, Skinner says that the attempted assault on officers is inexcusable. Something like this is a complete embarrassment for the people who engaged in that party, he said. We all understand the excitement spring brings. Dude, when spring is in the air, you got to be careful, guys. It's spring, okay? It is springtime outside. And we know what that means. It means that you want to chuck a can of ravioli at the nearest officer. But chill out, dude. You got to calm down. You can't just grab the nearest can of green giant green beans and fire it at a black and white car, buddy. You got to, I know it's spring. You want to, but you got to be careful, okay? I know your mom's in a bikini and she is hanging out and Dado's mixing up margaritas and he's trying to keep up. There's 1,000 people in this neighborhood and the cops are here. But you can't just take a can of food and throw it at the cop cars, okay? What they did was force our operations to go into what is termed priority calls. This means that much of the rest of the community has to have their individual calls for service placed on hold while we deal with the people who are not able to self regulate or observe our community standards of behavior. I commend our officers for showing tremendous restraint. The attempted assault on our just how about this? Just leave them alone. What are you doing? If there's 1,000 people, let it go, dude. That's like, what is that, like a Coachella concert or something? I've heard of that. You know, you can't just show up and be like, hey, chill out. All 1,000 of you, they're not gonna listen, dude. You got underage drinkers, you got 70-year-olds partying, mom's there, grandpa's there, everyone's there. What are you gonna do? They're drinking freaking White Claw. I had 17 White Claws before the cops showed up. I was standing in the middle of this sequoia garden and I was drinking White Claw and the cops showed up and there was me and about 1,000 of my buddies and they said you guys got to chill out, whatever. The party occurred as the University of Oregon was hosting Duck Day, a fan festival named after the school's mascot that includes an intra-squad football game and other events. Ooh, intra-squad. Cool. KVAL reported it went on from mid-Saturday morning until early Saturday afternoon near 16th Avenue. Oh, that's getting pretty. I don't care. Following the football game, the city called 10 officers on the overtime to patrol the area around the university. That's a mistake. The officers intervened in numerous house parties and issued more than 2 dozen citations for alcohol. That's not that many. I mean, 2 dozen, 20 people. That's not bad. And I guess that's for underage drinkers for possession by minors and open container violations. Oh, fuck off. I mean, it's Duck Day, dude. It's Duck Day. Have you been here before? This is Oregon. We are the Ducks, okay? And yeah, we get wild. We get wild sometimes. So you can't control us, okay? What, you're going to write a citation for open container? Yeah, they're all open. We're drunk. I had about 17 what is that beer that everybody likes to work out with? Um I want to say MGD, but that's not right. Uh Either way, I'll just go with White Claw. What is that one? Michelob Ultra. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. 7 Michelobs, man. Then the police came. They gave me a ticket for open container. Really? On Duck Day? Yeah, but it's spring. I mean, what are you going to do? Spring is in the air. Here's an idea. Oh, before I get to it, the one thing other than coffee making you crap your pants, wouldn't it be cool? And if you're an amateur inventor out there, think about this. Wouldn't it be cool if we could do coffee that had teeth whitener in it somehow? Because that's the one thing people say about coffee is it stains your teeth, and I know that's true. Because I know a lot of people that have really brown teeth, and I ask, and they seem to be drinking coffee most of the time, and then they switch to pop. So both things are bad, and they probably don't brush it off, to be honest. So, but if you were to put if you can put fluoride in water, or you got planes that drive around and spray that. You've ever seen a plane in the air that's spraying the chemtrails, or whatever, and they're making clouds for it to rain? If you can do that to us, and spray us for like DEET and mosquito stuff and all that stuff, why not put some teeth whitener up in our beverages so we can have white teeth? If you're going to put fluoride in our water, I think that that's the same kind of thing, or it helps your teeth. Um, Put a little bit of teeth whitener in when you're mixing up your Colombian beans, do something where it's got some sort of bleach or something in it that can keep your teeth white while you drink it. That's just a thought. But another thought I had was apparently the Kardashians, you guys know who they are, I'm sure. They've been around a while. I think Kim Kardashian, she did her first sex tape when she was like 52, I think. That's what got her on the map if you guys haven't seen it. And she's probably 70 now. She's dating a comedian guy, I think, or an NBA player or something, or maybe it's a funny NBA player. And the whole Kardashian clan, which I think it's pretty inappropriate for them when she was married to Kanye to call them the KKK. That was stupid. I get it. It's the Kardashian Kanye clan, but it's not appropriate, not in these modern times to say that. It probably never was, to be honest. Never was appropriate to call themselves that. But they got picked up on Hulu. Their show got canceled off of whatever garbage network that it was on, and then Hulu said, "Yo, we'll pay for your garbage," and so they paid them a ridiculous amount of money to be on Hulu. And I'm gonna be totally upfront with you. I've never watched the show, and I know a lot of people watch it because a lot of people um, like looking at women's butts, and that's what the show is about. It's about a family of butts, and people watch it, and they like to see, are these butts going to go shopping today, or are these butts going to um, take their dog to the cleaner today, or are these butts going to have a photo shoot today, and people, for whatever reason, are just sitting there eating granola bars and watching these butts do stuff. And so when the Kardashian butts got picked up by Hulu, the only thing I seen was the title page of it. Like when you're clicking through whatever you're going to watch in the evening, I realized that, oh, they're advertising a lot for this new Kardashian thing. And because I seen that, I got to see, like, I don't know the names of all of them. I know Chloe. There's Chloe, Kyrie. I think there's Cat Williams. There's just a bunch of them. They all start with a K. But when I was looking at their advertisement for their new show, I was like, these women, these butts, look like, it's almost comical how fake they look at this point. You know what I mean? It's almost comical how fake they are. They are, I know that, and I don't know if it's natural. I know that they put a lot of makeup on. That's a rumor I heard, and it seems true. But it also seems like that it's possible that they might have got work done by a professional, meaning plastic surgery or something. And I think that it's long overdue at this point for us to create a Keeping Up with the Kardashians spoof show where we just use adult sex dolls to portray the women in the show. Because that's, I mean, you could probably argue if you were, if you were in court like Johnny Depp, you could probably argue to the prosecution that, or the judge, that these women are just real life sex dolls. They've that's kind of how it started, guys, if you remember. And that's kind of what they sell, even though we live in a post Me Too, we should respect all women based on everything except their appearance. I think that's what we're supposed to do. Yet these ladies are making money by leaning into the sexuality part of it, And if you could just imagine Keeping Up with the Kardashians, where, like, let's just say that Kim buys a Sea-Doo. That's going to be the episode. And so if you just close your eyes and you picture, and I'm not talking about a cheap sex doll. We'll use like one of those $50 sex dolls that you've seen, like the real comically bad, with the mouth open and the eyes, the still face. The one that you actually blow up with it's got the same little nozzle like an inner tube would have that you blow on. So we'd use that for Chloe, but for Kim, we'd get one of those real nice ones that are like $1,000 or $5,000. I don't know how much they cost. I mean, I've never done the research, but maybe that. So you just picture the real nice one. That's Kim. She stands up and, it's just a voiceover because sex dolls can't talk, but I think the Kardashian show already is just a voiceover because I'm not sure that those women can talk either. Um, so you just be like, ring, ring, and then Kim answers, hello, like, yeah, I was thinking about going on a sea today, and then it's a picture of Chloe on the other end of the phone, and it's like, eyes staring, mouth gape, cheap sex doll. Oh, that seems so fun. I can buy a new suit. I can buy a new swimming suit. That would be great. I'll meet you there. And then Kim calls like, hello, Sea Place. Yeah, this is Kim Kardashian. I just was hoping that maybe you could bring me a Sea and I want to ride it with my sister. And then, it has them like in a car. Clearly it'd be green screen because sex dolls can't drive into the beach, them talking about their bikinis, why they don't fit, and then ultimately we figure out a way for them to get on a Sea-Doo, and then we'll just like tape the throttle and have it wreck into an island or do whatever it does. And it'd just be like these two sex dolls bouncing around until they fall off. It's just an idea. It doesn't have to be like that every episode. That's just one I come up off the top of my head. But I don't know if there's a difference between what those women have turned themselves into and a real doll at this point. They look identical, and they kind of both had the same backstory, of the same purpose, really. So it's just, I don't know how much coffee the Kardashians drink, but you know, I think that I'm not going to ever watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I might watch Keeping Up with the inflatable Kardashians, the sex doll Kardashians. That'd be something I could watch. Um, so, anyways, as I was on my run and trying not to crap my pants today, I went to a new part of town where the nicer houses are. And you guys live in a town, I'm sure, or you've been to one where you kind of, if you just drive through, you may not notice anything. But if you actually explore any community, especially a small town community of like 4 or 5 thousand people that live in it, you'll notice that there's a tremendous amount of houses that are all pretty much the same. But then there's always another part of town that has the 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 nicer houses, and usually those people, for whatever reason, have better jobs, or um, they want a scratcher, or somebody had life insurance or something, and so they have the nicer house, and have kids and stuff. Kids will want to go trick or treating at the nicer people's houses, and that's understandable because, like, if you trick or treat in my neighborhood here, like, you're not gonna get any candy. Dude, last year when trick or treat, my son got a sock. Somebody went to the neighbor and somebody just handed him a sock, and it was not even new; it was used. And that's what happens when you trick or treat at poor neighborhoods, or normal neighborhoods. I would say it's not poor, just normal, and you'll just get a damn sock. So I went to the nicer area of town when I was running, and I felt like, because I had a hoodie on, it's kind of, they don't know what to think. Nobody runs anymore, especially in Oklahoma. I never see anybody exercising in Oklahoma. And every once in a while, I'll see people drinking smoothies. So I guess that's the same thing. But I don't see them moving very much. And, anyways, as I was running, I ran by the mailbox and I noticed that there was still a slot for outgoing mail. And I was thinking, it's so crazy, and I know we have mailmen that listen to this. I mean, Steve is my buddy, and he listens to every show I do, and he's a mailman. But have people? It's so crazy that mailmen and women, UPS drivers, all the Doug Heffernan types out there, Amazon Prime drivers, DHL drivers, if that's still a thing, long haul truckers even, but they're busier than they've ever been, yet nobody is mailing anything anymore. You know what I mean? You don't send out mail. If you were to hand your mailman a letter, like if you wanted to send your letter to your grandma or something, Your mailman, I handed my mailman, I was like, "Hey, can you mail this for me?" And he spit on me. He spit in my face. He's like, "No, I'm fucking busy," is what he said. And he's like, I was like, "I know, but I thought you guys." No, dude. All we do is work for Amazon now. We just deliver packages. You want your shit? I'll give you shit, but I ain't taking anything. I can't add any more mail to deliver. So it's funny that there's still an outgoing box because for what? Unless you're returning something. And even then, if you've noticed when you order, so like say you order a Halloween candy bucket or something like a real cool one, and you want to send that or you want to get that before Halloween and they bring it and it's the wrong one. You got a princess one instead of a Star Wars one or something, and you want to send it back, you can't put it back in the mail. That's not how you got to take that shit to the UPS store, dude. And if you've never been to a UPS store, I encourage you to go. It's always an experience because gas stations aren't the only thing that doctors, when you're a doctor in India and you get tired of being in India, you come to America and you open up a gas station, you buy a gas station. Or what you didn't know is a lot of these doctors that are from India, when they come to America, they'll work at a damn UPS store. And so when you walk in, they're always annoyed to see you. Um, every time. They know exactly why you're there. You're returning shit. You know, UPS brought you something and you said, I don't want it. So you took it back to UPS to send back to whatever space planet it came from. You know, I got a squatty potty. It didn't work. I'm taking it back. You know, you reach out to Amazon, you call Amazon, you say, "Hey, this squatty potty sucks." They're like, "We'll take it to UPS store." And when you go there, there's a doctor, there's an Indian doctor that's there, and he's like, my friend, where's the box, my friend? Do you have a box? You need to buy a box." It's like, dude, it didn't even come in a box. It just came. I showed up and there was a squatty potty. Why do I have to put it in the box? They didn't do that. Oh, you need a buck. It's always something. And they're like, oh, how much does it weigh? I don't know, dude. I mean, I didn't weigh it. So, anyways, mailmen do not want, if you want to send a check, freaking grow up. It's not happening. You know, what do you mean a check? What? To cash? No. You better Venmo me, dude. You cannot mail it anymore. So just be careful. Just be aware that you can order anything you want, but you are not allowed to send anything anymore. So just remember, unless you work for Amazon or like a company that sells stuff, then you can do it because then they're used to that. The only other news that I had that I thought was kind of funny is I read a story this morning that Facebook, um, which is a social media company, it's actually called Meta now, but Facebook is opening up a brick and mortar store to for people to come in and buy VR headsets for the metaverse. So it is the craziest thing ever. So you're opening up a store in reality to let people shop for a device that will let them escape the thing that you opened, if that makes sense. It's fucking crazy because you would walk into the store and it's like, okay, try this on. All right, now what? Okay, that's your avatar. You can customize him however you want. All right, what? Then what? Well, then you can go buy property in this universe that you're walking around in with this headset on. Really? Do you have a store in this? Yeah, we do. And then it's like they'll walk you over. Your little digital guy goes to a brick and mortar store that's in the metaverse, and you get to look at yourself through some sort of weird fucking Black Mirror type situation where you're seeing yourself stand in a store, but you're seeing it a digital representation of yourself standing in the same store that you're actually physically standing in. And it's like, just buy it. And it's like, how much is it? It's probably fucking free. You know what I mean? I think they give it away because we're supposed to be at some point we're supposed to be hooked up to like a damn eating machine. And, that's why I think that's what the yoga pants conspiracy is. The yoga pants was step one in making sure you're completely comfortable at all times. So once yoga pants became acceptable to wear to church and people stopped doing exercising in them, stopped doing yoga, and they just started wearing them on a day-to-day basis, the powers that be, whether it be the Illuminati or whoever it is that runs all this stuff, they're like, we did it. And people were like, did what? We tried it out, the yoga project. Well, what was the yoga project? Well, we were going to see if people had enough pride to actually put jeans on, or if they would just choose to stay comfortable all day long. Well, what happened? They stayed comfortable all day long. It's going to work. And so once the yoga pants project started, um, it's all over because now we realize, oh, people will go take they will take a damn they will genuflect in yoga pants. You know, they will take the body of Christ in yoga pants. And once that happened, okay, now we know that people inherently want to be comfortable at all times. So we can strap these VR goggles on people. We can tell them that you can't mail stuff anymore. You can order all your stuff. It's going to come directly to your door. Who cares if it's a drone that delivers it? If it's a robot, nobody cares. Did I get my stuff? But you won't even know. It's like, but you're going to wear these glasses. You're going to be living in a digital world. You're never going to move. You'll be comfortable in yoga pants. You'll only eat what they tell you to eat because you will think that that's what you want. They're going to convince you on what you want to eat. So eventually you just be IV'd up to a bunch of, they'll just call it like it won't even be food. It'll just be called like it'll be a gummy. It'll start as a gummy. Everything's a gummy. You take your balance of nature vitamins as a gummy. Everything's a damn gummy and a White Claw. So you'll drink 2 White Claws and eat 2 gummies, and that'll be all you have to do to sustain your life. And you'll work. You'll think you're working. It doesn't really matter. You're just working for the metaverse. You know what I mean? What do you do? Oh, I mine crypto in metaverse. What is that? Like, well, I don't know. It's basically like Severance, where you're just taking a bunch of numbers and you're putting them in you're disposing of numbers. What do you mean? I mean, well, what I do is I put my VR set on. Actually, I keep it on all the time now. I'm wearing it now. And when I wake up, I'm, in my metaverse home and I walk to my metaverse work and I have a little shovel and I just take numbers and I dump them in a bucket and I guess they send me money. I just put it directly into my bank account. I don't know. And I think we're there. I mean, that's what we're doing. So Facebook is trying to push society. They're not the only ones. I mean, whoever's running it all is forcing society to try to acclimate to a digital existence. And it'll be interesting. I'm thinking, I don't know, dude. I'm thinking of going back into the flip phone. Good fucking. At least you could talk to people. That's the problem with the only downfall with iPhones and Samsung phones and shit like that is they don't actually work very good for phones. You can text really good and you can send gifs and stuff like that to each other, memes, NFTs and shit like that. But if you want to call somebody, good luck. You'll have to be on speakerphone. You have to hold it real weird. They can't hear you. Flip phones, dude, you could do a flip. I used to talk to people on a flip phone. It didn't matter. I could be underwater. You can pull out a flip phone and talk, and everybody'd hear you. So I'm thinking about getting back into flip phones, and just as much as I try to utilize social media to grow our business and the show and stuff like that, I really do hate it. I despise it, and I don't like the fact that it's manipulating everything. And I actually I think that I've built the perfect algorithm on my social media for what I actually get to see because I join all these groups for small towns as we are driving around serving tacos to them, but and I block a lot of people that are like very opinionated and stuff like that. So when I scroll through my feed, it's like I just get to see the problems of local communities that I don't live in, that I've been to maybe one time, and it's hilarious because instead of reading like Elon Musk bought Twitter, that's a news story that I might see. Instead, I get to read like, "Hey, does anybody know where I can get, professional photos done of me and my dog?" It's like, "What?" And then that's one post, and the next post is like, "Oh, we're gonna be doing a biscuit and gravy sale if it's not too windy." Cool. I didn't know wind had anything to do with it, but, um, then the next post would be from a different town, and it'd be like a for sale post, and somebody's selling like an old dresser and one of those big wheels, the three-wheel big wheel things that you used to ride when you were a kid, and they'll have a price on it, be like $17. It's like, what? How'd you come up with this price? But I do like social media in that way, that I've built it that way. But I think if I go back to a flip phone, and I just nobody will you'll realize how unimportant you are. Just think about it. You can have unlimited minutes right now for almost nothing for talk. I mean, it costs like $1 a month for unlimited talk. That used to be expensive. You used to call long distance and get your ass kicked because you met some girl on an AOL chat room, some catfish girl, and she gave you her phone number and she lived in like Fort Lauderdale or something, and you would just call her. And, at the end of the month, when the AT&T bill came, your dad would be like, "Who the fuck were you talking to in Florida for 3 hours?" Like, I was talking to Christy, dude. That's my girlfriend. It cost hundreds of